Fight Club you can't argue the fact how amazing of a movie Fight Club is. I mean, David Fincher, the time that they took on it, you could tell. The character of Edward Norton is like one of those iconic characters of the late 90s where everybody was just really, really anxious about the future and about like this turning of the middle class on the upper class. He is kind of like the figurehead of that era. Him and fucking Ron Livingston in Office Space, I would say those two characters, and of course Tyler Durden, were like, they shaped so many people that are our age, how we feel about society today and how we scoff at like the status quo. That came straight from Father Edward Norton and Brad Pitt in Fight Club and Ron Livingston in Office Space. So I've got nothing but love for Fight Club.
One topic.
I got 5 on it.
I got 5 on it. You decide on it. Today's topic is...
What the hell is up, internet world? Welcome to a brand new segment that we like to call I Got 5 on it.
Messing with that TTFT. I Got 5 on is a segment where we discuss our favorite person, topic, or whatever wooden laconic animal we would like and give you our 5 favorite things that this person has and done.
And in this very first episode of I Got 5 on it, we will be putting our top 5 Edward Norton films on the board.
Well, I hope he really doesn't see this because he's going to kill us.
Don't Hulk out, Norton. Don't go Primal Fear. Don't lose time.
I see what you did there. We keep going rounders and rounders again. And with that being said, guys, let's get into our list of the top 5 Ed Norton films. Dave.
Yeah.
I got an honorable mention straight out the box.
I do too.
I would be remiss if I did not say that what Edward Norton did, he was one of the first actors, I'm talking about The Incredible Hulk. Now, mind you, this is off the heels of the first Hulk they did with Eric Bana, which was horrible. Now, this is just an honorable mention. It's not in my top 5, but hear me out. The reason why this is an honorable mention because he didn't cow tie to Marvel. Everybody else just wants to be a part of the family. I'm in a Marvel film. I got a job for 20 years. Not him. He did the same thing he did from his first film to his like, hey guys, I got some rewrites here. So yeah.
Norton doesn't kowtow to anybody.
Exactly. So my honorable mention is not him as Hulk, him as
not Eric Bana.
Come on now.
Bruce Banner.
Bruce Banner. There you go. Got them gamma rays going. What do you guys an honorable mention?
I totally
What do you say about that?
Terrible. That's what I was saying Jesus Christ to when I caught a glimpse of your list because
Wouldn't be the first time.
Wow, if that's your honorable mention, like how
Did you see any of my other lists?
No, I didn't. I'm wondering. I'm scared though because Incredible Hulk. Man, Edward Norton. My honorable mention is American History X.
Good God, I just knew that was in somewhere in your top 3.
No, I can't do that as a white man. That's problematic.
As a black man, I stand by that. And for this show, thank you. I just see what you did there. Yes.
So, hold on.
That's what he likes.
I'm too excited about that. Yeah.
Roll that beautiful bean of music if you do in the black voice.
So yeah, American History X. You can't
go wrong.
And you got to give it to Edward Norton because he practically made the film that we saw.
Some people said that on a serious note. Some people said, of course, he pretty much made the film, but some people said that. While I don't agree with it, sometimes it's how they always accuse Quentin Tarantino of saying the N-words or N-bomb so many times in his films that Edward Norton wanted to play that role and he was really into it. You can kind of tell. What do you say to a little rhetoric like that?
People have said that about Edward Norton in American History X.
Yeah, just online. I'm not saying anyone credible. I'm just saying I've seen both sides of the argument.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't get that vibe from him in any way.
The vibe I got from him was what Leonardo DiCaprio did with Django Unchained. I saw a great actor doing a great part, and I didn't think that's who he was. So yeah,
And he had this energy even when he was playing that really like psychotic racist.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't fully believe it because he's just too, I still saw a little bit of Edward Norton in his eyes and felt safe.
The beautiful part about it and what debunks that theory that people were saying online about him actually being like that, if you're going to hold him accountable for that, well, if you saw the movie later on, it's a flip side of that coin. All right, guys, we're going to go into the top 5. Dave, my number 5. Tell me what you know about the score.
Not enough. I've seen it, but not enough to appreciate it.
The score is where I feel like this is when Edward Norton, for one time, he was for one of the few times he was actually as humble as he could be on set. Because you got Robert fucking De Niro here, guy. Yeah. So if Robert ain't pulling the shit, you don't pull the shit, all right? Okay? Guys, so, and again, in that film, I loved it because it's another film we're going to discuss later, I'm not going to say now, but he plays these two totally different characters in two different ranges, and it's like, goddamn, is he out-acting De Niro in fairness? It's not fair, because the script was lined up for Edward Norton. It was not meant to make De Niro be that person, but shout out to Robert De Niro's lady friend in that film. But yeah, that's my number 5, the score.
My number 5 is Moonrise Kingdom, and fair warning, there's going to be a few Wes Anderson films on my list.
You know, I've never seen that one.
It's a really good one, but Edward Norton is so good in it because I think this was the first time I saw him in a Wes Anderson movie, and the character he played was so unlike any character I've seen him play. Like he's a Boy Scout leader. He's wearing these like short khaki shorts, and he's like the definition of a really good Boy Scout. Like he's very orderly, he's very innocent, well-mannered. He's like the character that he was pretending to be in Primal Fear.
I was just going to say, like a good little Catholic boy. See, that's why me and you were great at this show, because I was literally thinking that's scary sometimes when you do that. So again, I've never seen the film, but I know this from us doing this show. Without this show, I would have never revisited any Wes Anderson film or watched them, and not for my hate for him, for just my lack of knowledge. So I want to thank you for bringing Wes Anderson into my life. Number 4, I don't know if you agree with this or not. It may be too far down the list, but number 4, Death to Smoochie.
Oh. We got a standoff here. We've aligned once. My number 4 is also Death to Smoochie.
They won't believe it.
Check it out on our channel, kids. Ironically, the movie that we put at the same ranking, is a movie that we covered here on this channel.
Did we?
We did, I think. It's becoming a blur.
Yeah. Jeez.
So what did you what?
Well, again, you were the one that put me onto this, and I can't believe I hadn't seen it. But again, what really impressed me about this is that if you tell me a film has Danny DeVito and the late, great, iconic, top Mount Rushmore actor, comedic artist of all time, Robin Williams, in it, and Edward Norton still has to hold his own, he more than held his own in that film. And not to mention, you're coming off the whole Barney craze, the I love you, you love me. Kids, younger kids, look it up. How he acted in that film, and the fact that yet again, you saw a little bit of that Primal Fear and a little bit of that him switching these characters. He's never all the way right.
Yeah.
Remember he pulls the gun on old boy in the tunnel?
Yeah, I got to take back what I said about Moonrise Kingdom, because I have seen him play that innocent character before in Death to Smoochie, and I think that's my favorite.
Which one came out first?
Death to Smoochie, but that's my favorite Edward Norton. Like that kind of role is so fun to watch him play, because you could tell he's having a really good time getting that far removed from the person he is.
Let me ask you this: we both hold him in high regard. We joke about him a lot, but as far as his acting, there is no joking. He's top notch still to this day. With that being said, without naming the other films, and we reviewed it. We hold Death to Smoochie in high regard. How did that make it to number 4 without mentioning the other films above that?
Because I think he was slightly overshadowed by
Robin.
And who wouldn't be?
Right.
Yeah. Like, you can't be a co-star of Robin Williams and expect to get the spotlight. And I mean, he was awesome in it. That's why it's my number 4, and it's one of my favorite dark comedies. But when I think about that's the Smoochie, while there's many parts that Edward Norton cracks me up, and I love his character in it, but I go to Death to Smoochie to see Robin Williams completely off the hinges.
I love that you said that. Side note, really quick: if we were to do a top 5 Robin Williams, would Death to Smoochie make your top 5 film? Would that crack your top 5 for Robin Williams?
Oh yeah, totally. It might crack my top 3.
Love it. All right. Speaking of 3, we're going to 3. See, guys,
we're going on safari, motherfucker.
Safari. What do you say? That bitch went down like the Titanic. Number 3 for me is Rounders. Number 3 for me, and I'll explain why.
Ooh, another film we covered here on TTFT.
Get the fuck out of here. And they say we don't show Ed love.
Catch up.
And you know Rounders holds a special place in my heart. I've been playing poker for about 13, 14 years, and Rounders was one of the films that when I first started playing, it made me fall in love with it. And I never thought a film would make me fall in love with it, but yet again, there's a common denominator here. Edward Norton is yet again in the film with, if not Oscar winners, Oscar nominees, and people who are like legendary actors, and he holds his own as Worm. And for me, I know that guy. I know that type of cheating poker player because they really exist, and I've seen them. I played the game, and yet again, Matt Damon says it best about Edward Norton in the film about the character Worm. Man, you got to give it to him. He sure does know how to play a loser.
Yeah, he nailed that, like that wormy. He was very wormy.
Remember what he did with this? What did he do with the cigarette? Why'd you get mad? What did he do with the cigarettes? At the beginning of the film, he doesn't smoke. He won the cigarettes. Remember, he was like,
that's right. He used them or didn't he use
He used them, but what did he do? He got out, and what did he do? What did the black guy say? Come on, man, you can buy all the smokes you want, Worm, in half an hour, man. Leave us some. He's like, if you're so determined to kill yourself, here. But then he walks out of the jail and like dumps like 5 more packs of cigarettes in the trash.
I blocked that completely out of my memory.
I know why. What's your number 3?
My number 3 is French Dispatch, another film that we covered. Man, we covered.
Get the fuck out of here! And they say we don't show Edward Norton love.
We've covered a lot of movies.
We covered a lot of Ed.
Yeah, French Dispatch. It's pretty much the same reasons as.
But even more so with that. Because
you got to turn up the quirkiness a little bit in that one.
Is Kate Blanchett in that?
I think that was Tilda Swinton.
I've just really been on the Kate Blanchett thing lately, haven't I?
You really have. She's your Lupita. Together, we could make a double stuffed Oreo.
And you are closed.
I love Edward Norton when he gets involved with a Wes Anderson project because you can just tell he's having so much fun with it. And I'm sure it's a less stressful situation because nobody in a Wes Anderson film really has to carry all the weight. It's so spread out between such a large cast.
The set.
Oh yeah, the set designers have to, and the cinematographer.
But as far as the actors, no, it's all evenly killed.
Each one of them can really they got 5 to 10 pages each maybe that they really have to focus on, and they can really nail that down and have a lot of fun with it.
I'm not saying it's easy to write for Wes Anderson. I'm just simply saying if you're a writer and you're a set designer, I know who's staying up late at night not trying to piss off the director the next day. Yeah. That was a good one, man. That was good, man. And like you said before, he's reappeared in a lot of those Wes Anderson's films. Again,
they're in the top 2.
Oh man, I don't know. I don't know if we're gonna be right on with this one or right off. But this was the hardest top 2 I probably had to do in quite some time. But I'll go ahead and tell you this: Fight Club.
Yeah, I think we're gonna flip flop here.
We are probably, but we don't say the other one. But yeah, okay. What do you think? Tell me you Fight Club, and then I'll tell you why I chose it number 2.
Huh?
You tell me about what you think about Fight Club, and I'll tell you why I chose it number 2.
Fight Club you can't argue the fact how amazing of a movie Fight Club is. I mean, David Fincher, the time that they took on it, you could tell. The character of Edward Norton is like one of those iconic characters of the late 90s where everybody was just really, really anxious about the future and about this turning of the middle class on the upper class. He is kind of like the figurehead of that era. Him and fucking Ron Livingston in Office Space, I would say those 2 characters, and of course Tyler Durden, were they shaped so many people that are our age, how we feel about society today and how we scoff at the status quo. That came straight from Father Edward Norton and Brad Pitt in Fight Club and Ron Livingston in Office Space. So I've got nothing but love for Fight Club.
And of course, you're so humble. I mean, clearly the moniker of Durden.
Yeah, I always forget to put those 2 and 2 together because
you become him so much. You're so into it. But for me, I mean, also for all the reasons you said, again, his performance in that yet again, we have to say it again. You are now again, if not right across from, you're lined up with all these star-studded actors. If you want to talk about the best actor to be under the most pressure and all the always having somebody with you, he's shown it time and time and time again. And me and you both know it's something inside him. I don't want this starring role by myself. Put me with these guys. I'm going to show you why I'm still here. So as far as an actor, again, I hold him at top notch. But we're talking about Fight Club. What he did in Fight Club, again, from the narration to the having to act on screen with Brad Pitt, who like talking about what Ron Livingston and what Edward Norton were. You know what Brad Pitt was then.
Yeah.
I mean, this was around the time he's getting with Angelina Jolie after going to 60 Seconds. This is around like that time where he's like he's still mega star, but this is Brad Pitt at that time. And again, to be on this and to be on the screen with somebody who orders others in line. I look how you want to look, I talk how you want to talk, and I fuck how you want to fuck. God
and
damn.
You still manage
it's to hold your fucking own. He shoots him in what? Shoot him in Ndula Amagata. So his performance in that is legendary for me. That's my number 2. And I'm gonna let you say. I can't let you say number 1 because you said we flip out.
My number 2.
Thank you.
Is the first. My introduction to Edward Norton was Primal Fear, and I can't think of a movie shy of The Sixth Sense for the first time. I can't think of a movie that has made my jaw hit the floor the way, without spoiling anything, the end of Primal Fear made my jaw hit the floor. And the fact that I had never seen Edward Norton before, it made that moment so much more powerful. And I mean, just his performance in that, aside from the big twist at the end, his performance of that alone was just captivating to watch for being, at that time, a no-name. Like, when I saw Primal Fear, Edward Norton, who the hell was that? And I'm watching him, I'm like, and again, he's working with another, like, big star who would normally steal the spotlight in Richard Gere. And no, Edward Norton stole the show, and especially the twist at the end. It's like, holy fuck, I can't even say anymore. It was just amazing. It was a great performance.
I don't think you can go wrong with what you just said. So what I'm going to do is we're going to move into number 1. And the reason we're doing that, because as you mentioned, we flip-flopped here. Blue Steel. My number 1 is Primal Fear. And your first line is exactly the reason why I'm telling you that. Because you said that was my introduction into Edward Norton. I remember watching this film on VHS Kids. That's a tape thing, kind of like this. And I was like, why do we have this movie? And my brother bought it. And whatever. So I remember watching it, and I'll tell you this. That's not when I discovered my love for acting, but that's when I knew I discovered my love for method acting. That's when I knew I wanted to not just be, not being funny here. We joke about it. I don't want to be, and I'm not going to disrespect any actor. I'll just say this. I just didn't want to be a guy who just was there. I wanted people, that's when I started telling myself, if I can't do film like that, I'd rather just do Broadway because that's more raw, that's more real, that's the emotion to it.
Yeah, we all know, like, when you're watching an actor, it's almost like an illusionist. Like, he is.
It's funny you say that because he's in The Illusionist.
Well, yeah.
Honorable mention. Ew.
But in that performance, it was like getting to peek behind the magic and see, like, now it's an illusion within an illusion. And it was just so crazy because I felt like I was duped. Like, I didn't know how the woman
Not only
was
you,
solved
there was
in
somebody
half.
else that was duped. A great actor was duped too, in Richard Gere.
Yeah. But like at the end of it, it was
Don't
like
say
the
it, don't say it.
equivalent of watching a magic show and being like, no. That woman was completely together. How is she in 2 pieces right now? My mind is blown. Like what I knew is no longer. You totally fooled me.
What he did with that character, and here's the thing, you hit it right on the head. First off, let's go back to Richard Gere. He is, yet again, I guess I've never looked at it this way until tonight. He's literally taken on titans of industry and never been like, man, Ed could have brought it a little bit better. That's my first time ever uttering that.
Yeah.
So with that being said, so he's on like with Richard Gere, and just to go into it a little bit deeper, like I say, you really got, when you know what the twist is, I'm surprised that he's not talked as one of the top villains of all time. Yeah. Like, he should be up there with Bookham, friendo. Yeah. He should be because...
Well, I mean, the crime was... I'm sure that guy did something.
Oh, no. The crime... If you really want to talk about it, this could have been a prequel for V for Vendetta.
Yeah.
So I just want to say this. Like I say...
that's what made it so wild. Yeah, fucking good movie. Go watch
not even good. No, not good movie. I know you're going to your number 1.
I almost want to switch that to my number 1.
No, you almost made me switch, but that's what I'm saying. But I just want to end it by saying this, or at least for my number 1, like I say, this is one of the hardest lists I've had to put together. But that damn Primal Fear, I'm telling you, even when I did my we didn't even cover it, and I did a rewatch like 3 weeks ago, and I was like, man, this shit. I knew the plot twist, and I was like,
yeah.
So yeah, man, that's my number 1, Primal Fear, man.
My number one is Fight Club, and it goes back to the reasons why I said before. As great as Primal Fear was, Fight Club was really instrumental in shaping who I am, and mainly as cool as Tyler Durden was in that movie, and now it's kind of coming out that it's problematic that like testosterone fueled alpha males are turning Tyler Durden into some godlike figure that he was never intended to be by the writers. He was supposed to be like a warning for how not to be. But a lot of people turn him into an icon for a reason. But what Edward Norton did in that, like watching somebody who resembled me, stuck in like a life that resembled my own, break free from that like a caterpillar to a butterfly, that made me believe that you could stand up against the system and burn it all to the ground. And that kind of rocked me to the core, to the point that I still fantasize.
Can I challenge you on that statement?
Please.
No, not in a bad way. Almost as we always say, play that clip. I request elaboration. It was off your last statement. When he burned the system to the ground in Fight Club, that's what, like you say, that's how we were shaped. But I would also not argue, but I would ask you to look at it this way. Did he not burn the system to the ground and at the beginning of Primal Fear?
That's true.
You do something to me, every action has a reaction.
Yeah.
And if this so allegedly happened to me, which it did, I am going to...
I mean, even in American History X, you can argue that he at least attempted to bring the fascist system down from the inside once he got out of prison.
Correct.
He's always facing off these magnificent powers that be. Yeah, so Fight Club is number one for me. So we got our films on the list. Before we say goodbye, want to see how we paired up with what the critics think and what the audience think. These are according to Rotten Tomatoes. The top 5 critics according to Rotten Tomatoes is number 5, People versus Larry Flint. Number 4, Isle of Dogs. That's another Wes Anderson movie.
Isle of Dogs.
Number 3, Birdman. Number 2, Grand Budapest Hotel, another Wes Anderson picture. And number 1, Moonrise Kingdom. And then the audience top 5 Edward Norton films. Number 5 is Rounders. Number 4 is Isle of Dogs.
Neither one of us had that.
No. Number 3 is Primal Fear. Number 2 is Fight Club. And number 1 is American History X.
And that should let you know the type of country we live in.
So we had 5 on Edward Norton. Now you got way more than 5 on Edward Norton. So you got some homework to do. I'm sure there was at least a film or 2 in there that you have not seen yet. Go correct that right now and then go watch. I'm sure one of those films that you haven't seen is also a film that we covered on this channel. So go check that out and appreciate it.
And for all my kids born in the late 90s, early 2000s, fuck you for saying we should have said The Italian Job. And, peace out, bitches.
Oh wait, no, I got the sign off right here. I got the sign off. Here it goes. Until next time, I got 5 on this. Bye. That was cool.
Like lava. Hey guys, hey gals, did you like that? I know I did. And here's something YouTube thinks you'll like. They've actually recommended. What do you recommend?
I recommend that if you have not subscribed to our channel, that you please click right down there and make sure you correct that wrong this very instant.
Let me ask a question. Where can they find us?
All those places over there, we're everywhere. Everywhere.
We thought we could do a cooler outro. We're just going to walk away now.